Quarterfinals. Hurricane, Maru, INnoVation, Trap, GSL Season 1, Code S. Africa TV, Freak Up Studio, live. LG Ultra Gear and Hot 6, 2021, GSL Season 1.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the second half of Day 2 of the Round of 8. We've got one more slot to fill in here for the Final Four. So far, we've got Dream versus Rogue, and then Maru versus the winner of INnoVation versus Trap. And I think this is going to be the closest and maybe the best match out of the entire Round of 8. Let's do an interview first, though.
Another fantastic TVP waits us, and it's gonna be a match between a really strong Terran player and a phenomenal Protoss player as well. And these two players have met 4 times already, and this is their 5th time. So we're gonna meet Trap of Africa Freaks and INnoVation of Kaizen Gaming. So INnoVation, you made it to your 4th consecutive round of 8 after getting through the group of deaths. So how do you feel playing against Trap? Well, I did root for Armani to advance, but it was Trap, so I'm slightly disappointed. So I did kind of anticipate a Protoss to make it here. So Trap mentioned in his interview before that Terrans were always very silent and strong. So do you agree with the statement? Well, I didn't know Trap had that perception of Terran players. I think I'm gonna have to teach him a lesson today. Alright, let's meet Trap now. So Trap has already made it to round of 8 4 times. And every time he played against INnoVation, it was a full set. And Trap was actually very happy that INnoVation made it here. So, how do you feel today, Trap? I mean, I did lose to him once. But when I play against INnoVation, I always had good memories of winning. So I think that's why I said that. So you have made it to your 7th consecutive round of 8. Is today your chance to defeat INnoVation? Yes, I think it is. Alright, let's talk about the Disruptor today. That's the key word today. So Trap is the best player to use the Disruptor, and INnoVation is the worst player at avoiding the Disruptor shots. So INnoVation, did you have some practice beforehand? Well, I didn't really practice. But if it's Trap, I think I might be able to avoid his shots. So Trap, I want to ask you a question. Today, are you going to use a lot of disruptors? Yes. You know, I saw INnoVation dealing with the disruptors, and I've never smiled so much in my life. And he actually made it. So, you know, I'm going to give him some entertainment today. And let's see how the game turns out today. So before we go into the match, anything you want to say, Trap? I mean, I see him frequently, and I always play against him. So today, I don't care if it goes to full set. I just hope I win. Then INnoVation, what about you? I'm just gonna beat him 3-0 and go home. Oh wow, provocation from INnoVation. And these two players have always made it to the full set in a best of 5 or best of 7. And let's see how this match unfolds between the two players.
Here's a question for you, Tasteless.
Please.
Is Maru more better at Terran than INnoVation compared to how much better INnoVation is at interviews than Maru?
That's a tough one.
Yeah, no, that's...
I mean, they're truly in the GSL finals of the greatest interviews we've ever had. You know?
How about this one? Would you rather fight 3 Maru-sized innovations or one innovation-sized Maru?
I think the Maru-sized innovations.
Yeah?
I think.
Okay.
Am I right? What I want to do is make a show where Maru and Innovation are interviewing each other and just see where that goes.
Yeah. You know, MST
60-minute
3K.
styles.
Imagine them on that, man. That would be amazing.
Oh, yeah. Well, they might look close enough to the little robots to make that work. So, we're going to be hopping into this best of 5, and I think this is going to be the best of the round of 8. I think we're going to be ending on a high note. I think it's tough to call who's going to win. You know, Innovation doesn't consistently beat all other players, but is overall more consistent than pretty much anybody in StarCraft 2 history.
Yep.
And on the other side is Trap, who is really innovating and reinventing Protoss. He has a very unique approach that I think he's honed and mastered over time. And I think Trap's going to be causing a lot of trouble for Innovation. I do think Innovation does lean a little bit too far into the realm of predictability.
Sometimes.
Where I think Trap can be a little bit hard to nail down. Would you agree with that?
I think that it's oversold that Innovation is predictable. He does mix in some, but he is a bit predictable for sure, right?
Yeah, we'll see
we
that
generally know what he's going to open with for most of his games, but he'll mix up just enough. I think that he's dangerous still. For Trap, yeah, he generally brings a pretty good range, but tends more towards the macro games.
Yeah, Trap, I think, has got a bit of a wider range, but it's going to be interesting. I mean, Innovation could end up overpowering Trap in the middle here. We're going to find out. Actually, our game is loaded up faster than I was ready. I had more to say, but we're going to go on Oxide. Let's go.
2021 GSL Season 1.
We stood at the edge of the world. Seize the stakes. They're living a life I did my gentle.
See, Tasteless?
Wow, how embarrassing.
So, yeah, he's opening with the cheese, which I think is cool because he generally doesn't. But yeah,
get wrecked.
Are you kidding me?
That probe's me trying just interrupting your casting right there. Like, nope.
God, you see the look on his face?
Yeah, probe's like, tag, you're it, just runs away.
Yeah. He's like, well, I know it's out there, so you're not going to make it now.
Probe gave him cooties and then ran for it.
Yeah, I guess at this point you're like, you want to make the eBay, but he'll send another probe down to stop that from occurring. Yeah, so anyways, what I was going to say is during the interview, like Innovation said, I'll 3-0 him and go home, which is a kind of a cool thing for him to say. But honestly, I think if there's a 3-0, it'll be Trap doing the 3-0, man. Like, I do feel like Trap is favored here. I think it can be a close series, but it's hard for me to get my head around Innovation stomping Trap.
Actually, I really like what you said there because I think that is so true. I can see Innovation winning, but I think that's a 3-2 victory.
Yeah, I think it's a
back
3-2.
and forth games. Trap gets the best of him 1 or 2 times, but Innovation overall powers through.
Yeah.
But I think, yeah, if Trap does win, it's going to be 3-2, 3-1, or possibly even 3-0.
Yeah,
is more realistic.
There's a much bigger range where Trap comes out on top, I think.
The Trap is in the funny position of having to go against another Terran in the round of 4.
Yeah.
And so that's always a bit of a burden when you have 2 of the very best Terrans in the entire world in your bracket, because that's a lot of games you have to get out. And really, when you become a champion, especially in a game like StarCraft 2, in a tournament format like GSL, which is, you know, a star league format, in other words, it takes weeks and months to finish, research becomes a factor in a way that it just isn't if you have one of these marathon, 2-day, 3-day, 5-day tournaments at a special location somewhere around the globe where everybody's there, right? That's more of this battle royale, matter of stamina. Do you have a good grasp on every map, every matchup at that time? Here, it's a much more methodical tournament, and so I'm sure we're going to see the very best that Trap has, but he's going to also, if he advances here, going to have another terrifying Terran opponent just ahead in the bracket.
Well, I think regardless of that, you're going to show your absolute best stuff here and then just worry about it next week. Let future Trap figure it out.
I think you can't possibly save stuff for Maru.
Yeah.
With the condition that Innovation's in, I think you have to basically prep hard, be in great condition the day of, like as in today, and then see where. Oh my!
Was...
I actually thought it got in for a second.
That was so close. And he saw it switching, so he actually switched it back. Isn't that interesting?
That's cute, but he's going to shade in once more. Busted. That's where he cancels the Marines and brings them up.
Oh, good micro from INnoVation. You see this? You know, people have been teasing him in these interviews as well, saying like, oh yeah, he's not one of the top Terrans anymore, you know. I mean, INnoVation has been considered top 4 Terran in the world basically for
forever.
Almost his entire career, which is now like 8 years long. 8? Yeah, I think 8 years long now. He's basically been one of the top Terrans in the world. Yeah, it's a very long time.
I mean, we're in year 11 here of StarCraft 2.
Yeah, he hadn't. Yeah, you got to remember, like 2012 was parting winning the world championship. INnoVation, I feel like, wasn't quite. That's like right around the time Kessel was switching over, right? So it took him just a little bit after that he started dominating. But yeah, it's a super long amount of time. But the thing is, even though some players have been trash talking him, here he is, round of 8. You know?
Yeah.
And like.
And against one of the hardest players in the tournament.
Yeah.
I mean, all the Protosses here are really waiting to see what exactly Trap's going to do. He's sort of the Protoss player. You know, students of Protoss study now.
Very, very true. It's, you know, him and Stats for the most part are the ones you study.
And I think Stats has been more wildly inconsistent. Oh my gosh, he gets in. So just going to let one Adept come in, try to kill some workers. See what.
You've got some good intel there as well. You know, sees what's going on. Free CC and everything.
Blink is done. Templar Archives is coming. We do have some Stalkers out on the map, but yeah, we're going to have to wait here. Terran is not going to take a third just yet. There's going to be some build-up now as the macro engine is going to be kicking in here for the Terran side and kicking in shortly for the Protoss. Another, well, that's funny. He's like, well, I don't actually want to unshade there.
That was the dog that caught the car.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
It's like, oh, it is down.
Oh,
that was a very cute
yeah,
move.
I really like that. Just comes in and snipes the one tank and then leaves.
Yeah, I think
totally worth it.
Yeah, that was a reasonable play for sure.
Great little tactic there by Trap. And so 5 more gateways are coming as we're going to have an explosion of production available here for Trap.
Yeah, getting that storm so quickly. This is something we've seen like a little bit lately. Kind of, I feel like it's an older style, but brought into a more modern time right now, right? Like, it's been very trendy to go Colossus for quite some time now.
Yeah.
But some of these quicker storm builds have been doing very, very well because your opponent is kind of like not ready for storm this early into the game. And if you don't have ghosts when this comes, if they have like 4 High Templars with storms and they attack your third base and you don't have ghosts right then and you're not like ready for the High Templars, dude, you literally can just die to that.
Oh yeah.
And look, he's making a Prism. He has 4 High Templars. Yeah, this is going to be a scary attack by Trap. It is. There's a lot of potential here.
Oh, well, especially if Terran's attacking out.
Yeah.
I mean, this is literally the
never
dream.
die to this. In fact, the fact that he moved out is so worthwhile, so useful, because he saw that it's High Templars and he just turns around because it's like, oh no, I'm going to get shredded.
He actually has to scramble back home and get somewhere safe. Now, placement is extremely important against Psystorm because of the way the AI, I should say, not the UI, is set up. Things on the ground tend to bunch together, which means that if you're not paying attention, one storm can hit, you know, half your army.
Yeah.
Causing you to possibly lose an entire fight outright there.
We have a little poke coming in from INnoVation. He does have a medevac going, or a couple going towards the main base. Oh, it's actually 3. Yeah, and there's a Zealot down in the Terran main as well. Look at this. This is kind of like big harassment on both sides. Bigger from Terran, though. Getting in here, takes down the overcharged shield battery immediately. In the meantime, those Zealots are doing some damage to those SCVs.
Yeah, and this angle actually is pretty awkward for the Stalkers to get close to this. If you look, especially in the upper right, everything's bottlenecked and stuck there. And that's going to allow at least 2 of the 3 medevacs to get away.
Dude, that was much better for INnoVation, I would say. Oh, we're not done, though. Losing only 1 medevac and getting most of that out, killing 15 probes, pretty amazing.
Yeah, he's actually pushed that into the corner now. And I would say overall not bad here for INnoVation. I mean, his growth is looking very strong. He did do a great amount of damage there in the main. I think the SimCity of the main for Trap was a little bit questionable. Doesn't seem like he can go back there and save that with ease. He did have a Templar, I think, probably for a feedback. Whoa.
Wow, that was smashed.
Oh, well, that is huge. Trap just completely obliterated a lot of supply there.
And that's actually a very important moment. Okay, he just started the Ghost Academy. Because I was going to say, during all that, I really expected a Ghost Academy to come up, because if you skip that, then basically what you're saying is, oh, we're just going hard on multitasking. We're spreading everywhere, and we're trying to grind down our opponent. Because you can't fight heads up. Like, look, the Storms just walk up, and you click on the army, and it takes tons of damage,
I think you can actually just kill him here, or at least kill this base. I don't see a whole lot over here to...
If his High Templars would actually come up.
Yeah.
I don't know what they're doing
I was
in the
actually
back.
trying to find them on the screen for a second there, but even without the High Templars, frankly, this is enough. I mean, he could keep warping in.
Yeah.
I think that he probably isn't going to lose that much of the counterattack back at home.
Well, I mean, he's getting into the natural. The probes run away there. A ton of damage is certainly being done here. And, but INnoVation has a big army in the main base of Trap. I actually kind of want us to jump over to there. It's kind of where the real action's got. I mean, these depots, yeah, he's killing them, but he already killed the SCVs, so he doesn't really need those. And this is doing pretty massive damage as well. He takes down the Tasteless Pylon.
Will he get the Tosis Pylon? I don't. Oh, he will.
Yeah, look at that.
Ouch.
It's not so strong without Tasteless, is it?
But it does require a Tosis as well. Dude, honestly, I think that the damage is much, much worse here for INnoVation. I think
you think that he took more damage?
I think INnoVation is in a harder spot to recover from. I think the probes could be chronoed out pretty fast. The pylon could be remade.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the Terran can reclaim the third without the army trampling it. For Protoss. The Protoss army trampling is what I mean.
Oh, okay. Well, I actually will respectfully disagree. I think INnoVation has a better spot here. Because when you reduce the army size like this, Terran tends to be a little bit favored in that situation, and then also he has Ghosts out now.
But he has the War Prism, so it's harder to EMP.
Does he have the War Prism?
Oh! Oh, God.
Yeah, he does. But
yeah, that's what I mean. You could get a Storm off like that if you're fast enough. I mean, you can kind of preempt the EMP, right? But
yeah. But you know, with these smaller armies, it's a bit microable as well for the Terran player. He has a couple Ghosts in there still. Does get an EMP down. Has to back up from there. Can't fight there.
Okay, side storms connecting, not bad there. I think this is too much of a tight entry point to actually come through.
What? Yeah, I think INnoVation needs to back up.
Yeah,
like, this was.
And here's where the storms might even be more effective on the retreating army. Also, the medevac's nearly drained here. Oh, oof.
Yeah, a lot of damage to his army right there. Another storm goes off. Another storm goes off. So many storms here. And INnoVation going to lose everything.
Yeah, huge victory there. And GG, that's going to be a Trap takes game one. And I got to say, a very impressive fashion. I think INnoVation put up a good fight, but
I think INnoVation's drops overall were very, very, very good.
Yeah.
I think that attack that he did at the end was not... It was not needed. He didn't. I don't think he actually needed to bring the game to a head right there. Like, it seems like you and INnoVation both thought that Trap had that, because that seemed like a last-ditch attack, whereas he actually had slightly more army spot. He had 4 Ghosts out. I felt like he could have maneuvered a little bit and tried to keep Trap busy while remassing.
I think after he saw the War Prism, he should have turned around and played defensive. He was trying to push through a pretty narrow area, and it's like Psystorm and then Stalkers, those 2 units alone.
And there's batteries there, so it's
it's actually easy. Like it's
that's the easiest place for Trap to hold, right there.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
I
like exactly where you don't want to fight.
Yeah. We're gonna go to Nautilus immediately now into game 4. Right now, Trap with a 1-0 lead versus INnoVation.
2021 GSL Season 1.
We stood at the edge of the world, seized the stakes. They're living a life like dead by a candle.
So it didn't work the first time.
It'll work this time.
You watch one of these squares open up on the ground, and the probe comes out and grabs him.
He might actually just be going for the eBay block, you know? Well, actually, it's a 4-player map, so never mind.
No, I mean, we've done so many 1v1 maps. I probably would have ended up saying that if you hadn't, because I'm so used to
he just used cross spawn. I wasn't really paying attention.
Yeah,
and then he went through the middle. I'm like, wait a minute, I know this map.
No way, no way, no way.
Yeah, way tasteless.
Oh. It's me from game 1. I'm back.
Okay, well, he does have another SCV here, so I think he can hold this. I think he can get it finished.
Careful. Careful, Tosis. Look at this. This is very weird to watch with a worker chase. I don't feel like there's any actual micro trick you can take advantage of there, but I've never seen a probe attack an SCV in one of these sped
Look
up
at that. The
things.
second probe comes down. He loses the first
Oh,
probe.
my God.
Oh.
He's hitting him with those minerals. It's like a rock. He's banging it over his head. Get back
It's a
here.
primitive tool for a primitive Protoss. All right, gets into the main. The Reaper is on the way. He's going to be fine because I think he'll probably... is he going to make a Zella?
He's going to kill him, man.
He's going to kill him?
I'm not done with you.
Get back here.
Help! Help! So, actually, we saw this already today. The bunker coming down now with the Reaper that will come across and be inserted into the bunker to stop the probes from mining.
All right. He actually, just chronoing out the Stalker, so he should end up losing 1 to 2 probes. It's pretty normal. Oh!
Whoa.
Ooh, got to be careful with that.
Stalker's going to come out. He can hop down here into safety, into the bunker.
Yeah, good micro overall, too.
Oh, my God. Did it?
I guess he doesn't get any probes. Never mind. I like that position there on the high ground. Doesn't even have to worry about shield battery stuff. Can't target that SCV from up there, but it puts constant damage on that. So that's pretty decent. All right, second Reaper going to go up. Going to go down.
Yeah, he can only do that. Well, he can't do it anymore, actually, with the second Stalker out here. But again, you can't do much with the extra workers. Really can't do anything with the extra workers when this bunker's here. And so this does interrupt the build order algorithm you're trying to follow, you know, which is supposed to be the most efficient way to develop. And good micro here with this SCV, just having them duck into the bunker the moment a shot comes in.
I wonder how many people on the ladder lose their nexus to the 2 Reapers in the bunker.
You know it happens. StarCraft's
It
a weird.
happens for sure.
StarCraft's a weird game where, you know. Also, it's hard to know what exactly super low-level games can look like.
Definitely, that's true.
All right, close up, nice.
I think that was a bit of a mistake. Yeah, he doesn't actually get
Dude,
it. Oh,
this is
that's
sick.
hilarious.
This is awesome.
That
I
was
love
such a
the
good
tactic.
play. That was such a good play.
Great move. Wow.
Do you bring the Reapers back to save that? Isn't that worth more than the Reapers? Oh, it actually just runs. Okay, that's a sick mine.
There's been a lot of dramatic chase scenes in this game here.
There have been.
This is my favorite StarCraft thriller game. Okay, the Reapers are going to come back in. Scout the Robo, which is a nice thing to spot here. Getting an exact idea of what the tech's going to be.
Ooh,
oh, does this work? Does that? That is insane, man.
Yeah, he slipped that out of there.
Does he have
Look at
more?
this, the probe is over the natural, so what is even going on here?
Yeah, this is such a different game than what we normally cast.
This is just like, I don't even know what to call this, but they're just hurting each other a little tiny bit over and over and over.
We're having so many dramatic,
it's like
close fights early on.
Yeah, it's like siblings that just keep pinching each other. It's like, oh guys, you're just hurting each other a little bit. Like, why do you keep pinching each other?
Okay, so he's going to go for the third Nexus right away. Obviously, this is an extremely quick third Nexus. Is that where they make Thor's dad? What is that down there?
Yeah, that does look like a Thor that's being made.
Yeah.
This is
like a
Thor
bigger than a normal
construction
Thor,
plant?
though, right?
Imagine you could bring your medevac over and pick that thing up.
Oh, yeah. It's too heavy, even in fetal position.
Yeah, what was
it's
the name
size of the destructible rocks. It's like, wow.
What was the name of the Thor that Tychus drives? The Odin. That's the Odin tasteless being made.
Is it?
Yeah.
Remember when Tychus says it's about time, and then the helmet closes while he has a cigar in his mouth?
Yeah, dude.
And I'm like, he is going to drop that. It's going to hit his neck. He's going to be screaming,
There's gonna be
snapping the helmet.
For sure. Look at this. Just non-stop. Like, it actually speaks to the level of the players. The tiny moves that you keep seeing. It's like, oh, now I got 2 more Marines, and over on the other side I got a probe, and just over and over and over.
So, whenever a Terran expands this quickly, it can be a vulnerability. I'm sorry, whenever your Protoss expands this quickly, it can be a vulnerability.
Yeah, if you hit very quickly, it could
so
be.
Remember that attack we saw earlier with Maru that looked weird? It was like 2 Cyclones, 2 Vikings.
Yeah.
Stuff like that can punish a third base. It's not the ideal unit set, but it's good enough against what Protoss would have had if they're too greedy. But I don't think we're going to see any kind of attack like that from INnoVation. And this is kind of INnoVation doing a mainline orthodox Terran build. Now, he's going to be pushing out. We're going to see how ready Trap is.
I think Trap has done the perfect thing to be okay against this push. He's going to have charge +1 armor, and that's his 2nd immortal that's popping out, I do believe. So that's like just an amazing unit set for holding an early push. Yeah, look at that, 2 immortals. Oh, he's got the feedback. He wants the feedback.
He wants
so
the Raven.
Oh. Yeah, well, you got to get what you can get.
Yeah.
Okay, so with the Raven, let's see if he can make something happen here. Throws out an auto turret.
This is kind of an awkward spot for the Protoss with the batteries, the way they're set up.
Yeah, he picks them off immediately.
Now he has to decide if he's going to save this or not. I think he's going to sack the Nexus.
I think the auto turrets made this such a hard decision, and Trap actually didn't decide until it was too late.
Yeah.
But it turns out those auto turrets actually were killer right there.
Yeah, now there's no more auto turrets left. Protoss can keep producing. There's a 3rd immortal. Is this the moment to try to attack it? Gets the Observer.
Between the 2 mines and the 2 tanks, it is very tough. He brings a few Zealots for a flank, and he's definitely going to go. Oh, those aren't for a flank? Or do they go too far? Oh my god, a drop into the main base. So he needs to start clearing things out, whether it's that frontal push or it's, of course, you got to get rid of this drop right away.
Yeah, Trap seems to be a bit paralyzed as far as his decision-making goes. He drives the drop away, but of course INnoVation gains a superior position closer to the natural. And if Trap loses this fight, he will lose this game, no doubt. But he's going to push forward here. 3 Immortals is nothing to disrespect from the Terran side, but that's it. Doesn't matter. Wow. INnoVation takes it 1-1.
Very nice attack from INnoVation. You saw Trap really try to get that feedback off on the Raven, and the Raven was crucial. It was the 3 auto turrets that really made that impossible to stop that push. They deal so much damage. They're going to basically use up all the Zealot charges on them, even though they have a limited lifespan, but he's killing them as the auto turrets are running out. The Nexus is going to die. So it was beautifully done by INnoVation. One thing I should point out is the one player that always loves to get a High Templar to feedback Raven timing pushes is Stats. But he does that with Colossus builds, whereas here, Trap was trying to get into Psystorm once again, so was making Immortals. So that was his robo build time.
Yeah, that's a good point. No Colossi in there. Really, if the Colossi get disabled, that's it. But now we're tied up 1-1. Again, I'm happy to say this is looking like a close match. Hard to say who's truly going to take this. We're going to go to map number 3. That will be on Romanticide. Back onto a 1v1 map here in this best of 5 with INnoVation versus Trap.
2021 GSL Season 1.
We stood at the edge of the world, seized the stakes. They're living a life undead by a candlelight.
Kai Z Gaming, INnoVation. Africa Freaks, Trap.
So this time around, I don't think we're going to have Trap try to sneak out an Expo quickly. I think in some sense you're playing into the strengths of INnoVation, right? Yeah. INnoVation, I mean, that wasn't some kind of crazy rush, that push. That push would have come if the third base was much later.
Yeah, he's gonna poke and prod for sure.
INnoVation is among these Terran players of like, this is the right way to play the game, and like, this is the build you do, and like, it does punish anything that's too far out of the norm, right? And that's kind of, ooh, nice kill there. That was a surprise. That is exactly the kind of stuff Trap fell into, right? Is like, okay, I'm going to sneak out of third base. Well, that push is designed to basically probably beat somebody who's been too greedy, right? And so I think if Trap's going to win, it can't be with stuff like that. But I do get why he might want to try that on a map like that. You know, cross spawns. I know that the accelerators make it so it's even rushing distance, but still, you know, not all attacks are going to be necessarily coming through the center. And so,
well, you know, I think there were so many little scuffles at the beginning of the game as well.
True.
That maybe you feel like your opponent's going to be more on the back foot, but INnoVation was scuffling with him. It wasn't a one-sided scuffle.
It was kind of crazy how many really close moments we had back there. We actually almost had the barracks not finish in the middle, too, when the second probe came down.
Yeah. That would have been the worst. Imagine that if he had to send a second or a third SCV out at that point.
Oh, yeah.
That would have been terrible. All right, gets that scouting probe. Does have a Stargate on the way. Looks like a Hellion drop to open here for INnoVation. See if it's Phoenix or Oracle. I would imagine that it's going to be Phoenix. So I feel like Oracles nowadays are always made near your opponent's base in a proxy.
Yeah, that's true. There's not a lot of reasons to make it back at home, especially traveling all the way across the map, especially just, I mean, this isn't as trendy now, but people used to just hide Widow Mines in the middle of the map, and sometimes they just kill Oracles.
Dude, yeah. Kumio was a master of that.
Yeah.
He would have his mines, like, he knew exactly how far they could get before the Oracle would be there. He would have them almost mid-map.
Yeah, it was crazy.
It was insane.
That part of the meta is not really around anymore, but...
Yeah. You're right, it is not.
I basically think that, yeah, people, if they're going to go Oracle, it's better to proxy it. There's not a... I mean, you can lose a Stargate later on and be fine. It's not like you're teching into all Stargate units anyways, so...
So this is, oh, we have a tech lab as well. I think this is Bunny's build, Tasteless. Oh, I've been so ready for this for so long, but the Phoenixes could end up ruining it.
Yeah,
now,
well, the medevac is going to be killed no matter what. He's trying to bait it into the Widow Mines. It doesn't work. Total shutdown here from Trap.
Yeah, well, INnoVation's face tells the story. This is not good news for him. Another medevac is being made, and okay, he gets one burrowed. He does have the armory, so that'll be invisible. I saw a tech lab mate, so I'm not sure. Like, we might end up seeing a Thor follow-up as well, like we saw from Bunny against Stats, which I would love to see.
They're going to get a little bit closer.
He gets another one down. That's really good.
Yeah, so now we have two Phoenixes that have been put to almost 1 HP, but he goes ahead and takes care of the rest of that. There's more Widow Mines. He's going to see that one burrowing. That's very important. Log that into his brain for later.
Yeah, another CC starts, so it doesn't look like it's... Oh my god, look at this. This is amazing.
Wow, okay, so big connects here on those two Adepts. They can still march through.
What was the tech lab for? Is he just going to get stim, I guess?
I'm not entirely sure.
I got so excited. I've been waiting for someone to do that build.
Thing is, I don't feel like Trap is going to have too much of a problem beating up Terran right now. Terran is just trying to finish the second command center on the ground.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But he's making so many mines right now.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the progress that Protoss has made now. He's picking off these mines. Let's watch this medevac that's going to come down here now, because that's where it's going to look more like a moment that Protoss could lose control. But I think that growth-wise, Trap is looking much stronger for sure.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's just I've seen Maru do this a lot, where the first like 6 mines don't do anything, then he finally gets 2 that do. and then he wins.
Happens a lot. So he's going to fake him out with this over here to actually bait these in. Ooh. And it somehow this completely backfires. But let's see how this drop goes.
Yeah, let's see this one. Okay, he gets one burrowed. Yeah, I mean, it gets off, but... Okay, this is super duper not working so far.
Yeah.
But sometimes you just got to keep going.
I think the trap is getting so far ahead right now. Remember, guys, Widow Mines, if they kill a bunch of workers, it's great. If they're just getting picked off, or they're killing even just adepts, the Protoss growth rate is going to be so much higher.
Yeah.
So much higher right now. The third base is taken. Now, INnoVation does have his natural up and running. He's landing mules there. But Protoss is going to have more muscle. Units that, don't just get picked off and killed. Units that sit there and fight.
Well, everything you're saying is true, but this is Adept Phoenix, so if something goes wrong, this is not really a composition that scales well. You kind of need to get some damage done. But of course, INnoVation's kind of done damage to himself by trying to harass so much.
Okay, good pickups here right before the mines go off, at least most of them.
Yeah, some of them do end up going off, so I think INnoVation ends up clearing this.
Yeah, the bunker's going to be too strong.
Yeah, enough mines did hit that the Adepts took some damage there for sure.
Yeah, this actually went extremely poorly here for the trap.
Yeah, that was not what he was looking for.
I'm not used to seeing a fight like that where it's Phoenix Adept over bunker mine, because you see the mines get picked up and it's like, oh, not bad.
Yeah, but still like one hits, two hit. Everything's clumped.
But Adepts aren't going to kill a bunker.
No, they should.
So, I mean,
not without glaives.
Yeah, the SCVs are just repairing it. He can come through here with the few Phoenixes he has left to try to get kills there, but 6 gates are about to finish, a Robo as well.
Yeah, this is not looking super hot for INnoVation.
Yeah, I mean, Trap isn't stuck on the tech that he had back there. He's going to be developing into a much more sophisticated army.
Yeah, he's going into Stalkers, which, that is not very common to go from Phoenix into Stalker, because they're both kind of softer units, right? You don't actually have a lot of DPS with these units. They are not tanky, right? As the game gets bigger, it's hard to make those units work out, and especially when they're together, because they actually fill a very similar role in a lot of ways. So I guess that's the one thing I'm looking at here that could make INnoVation get some sort of comeback going.
Now, in the very, very, very north, at 12 o'clock spot, there is a pylon and a gate set up here. This is going to be an outpost where he can start to launch attacks onto the third. And, I mean, I think we're almost there. The Protoss is taking a fourth. This is either going to be he's going to reinforce from this position, or he's going to take a fight and then have a harass point here. Warping Zealots with Charge. Charge still a ways away.
That comes up and actually dices up that army really well with some force fields. The mine goes down and does get a decent hit overall. Comes in with the Phoenixes.
Oh, this is just absolutely smashing this army. Picking off the medevacs here as well, realizing he's already won the fight. Let's make sure I take out the units that are more important that can be plugged into a later army. And, I mean, from here, does he just walk up to the third and kill it?
Probably. He probably ends the game here, right?
I can't imagine there's anything else. Oh, okay, there's some, but probably not enough.
Not enough to defend the third.
Yeah.
So he's trying to lure him into the mines or something, but, I mean, that's not going to happen.
That's been the story of this whole game. And
yeah, it has. Comes in, picks up a couple Marauders, just pushing forward right now. The Mules even coming off the mineral line. INnoVation frantically trying to hold.
Yeah, wow, even more Stalkers down there at the bottom. More Stalkers than there are Terran infantry. That should be game as Trap wraps it up. I mean, great just pacing of that. Even after the Adept attack didn't work, he just stayed back. I think a lot of this goes to the build that INnoVation did early on.
Yeah.
And how not strong it was. This is sort of the difference between INnoVation and a lot of the other great Terrans we have, is that he has tried to have a larger range of play, and he's brought that to the table, but he doesn't have the same success rate as he does when he does more of his macro, straightforward, textbook. The way INnoVation plays is the way you teach one of your friends how to play Terran. Like,
Yeah.
watch what this guy does, because that's going to beat 90% of what you deal with. I'll have more to say about that after this break, guys. We'll be right back.
양념 툭툭, 올리브유 또르르. 우와, 그리고 제로. 너무 좋다. 맛은 배로, 칼로리는 제로. 칠성사이다 제로.
야채 착착, 당토 톡톡, 아보카도 슥슥. 그리고 제로. 이렇게 맛있다고? 맛은 배로, 칼로리는 제로. 칠성사이다 제로.
울트라 기어로 부드럽게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터. 울트라 기어로 선명하게 이긴다. LG 울트라 기어 게이밍 모니터.
관리받다. 관리하지 않는 순간에도 관리받다. 14일 동안 정성껏 발효한 브루잉 콤부차로 관리받다. 브루잉 콤부차.
아이시스 에코. 오늘 내룩의 찰떡.
마시고 분리수거 끝!
많은 분들이 아이시스 에코를 따르고 있습니다.
이것도 라벨이 없네?
무라벨은 따라해도 대환영. 팔로우디 에코. 아이시스 에코.
숙취 요즘 누가 저렇게 깨니? 맨날 똑같은 거, 맛없는 거 깨. 이제 탄산으로 깨. 숙취 해소의 새로운 기준. 가스강. 환도 역시 가스강이 대세.
디자인하면서 가장 중요하게 생각했던 부분은 울트라 기어의 차별화된 브랜드 메시지를 잘 나타내는 것입니다. 신과 영웅들의 최강의 무기들을 검토하였습니다. 그중 니케의 승리의 날개를 모티브로 지금의 울트라 기어의 로고가 탄생하게 되었습니다. 울트라 기어의 이니셜인 U와 G를 비상하는 날개의 형상으로 레드 색상을 사용하여 강력한 에너지와 힘을 나타내었습니다. 울트라 기어는 최상의 퍼포먼스로 진정한 게임의 즐거움, 승리의 기쁨을 여러분께 선사할 것입니다.
Quarterfinals. Hurricane, Maru, INnoVation, Trap, GSL Season 1, Code S. Africa TV Freak Up Studio Live. LG Ultra Gear and Hot 6 2021 GSL Season 1.
Welcome back to GSL Code S. We are still in the middle of the final best of 5 in the round of 8. One of these two players moves on to that final slot so we can start the round of 4. It's Trap versus INnoVation. Trap is looking to be playing the games he wants right now. INnoVation is being more abstract in his play, taking more risks, but it's not working. The games he's won, or the game he won really, looked like any other INnoVation win on any given day. Here, I think INnoVation might want to lean back into the style that's worked.
Yeah, I would like to see him just play kind of straight up.
Yeah.
Just try to muscle your way through. I mean, I know it's tough against Trap, but, you know.
All right, let's start game 4.
2021 GSL Season 1.
We stood at the edge of the world, seize the stakes. They're living a life like
Kai Z Gaming, INnoVation. Africa Freaks, Trap.
You know, I just thought of something about the players we have left in this tournament. It's actually, we have like a few very exciting storylines.
Yeah.
Because, like, you and I both think that Dream is going to get slaughtered by Rogue. Like, right? We think
I mean, yeah, I think it would be one of the craziest upsets in even the last couple years.
I
if
love
Dream would beat Rogue, I would love to see Dream advance, but Rogue is one of those players that is a wall in a bracket. It's not so much like, oh, but he does this style, and this guy, who knows, you know, he could do this or that. Like, with these two guys, it could go either way for sure.
Yeah.
It's looking like Trap's going to take it, but that's because we've only had 3 games. But when you look at Rogue, sometimes Rogue is just untouchable.
Yeah.
And I don't know that Dream's the caliber player that could take him on. I would
hard to imagine.
I want Dream to be the caliber player to take him on, but if I had to predict right now, yeah, that's where I'd put it.
Okay. And yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm thinking. So then if you look at the other 3 players that could be in the finals, right? It's like, if Rogue wins another GSL, right, that would be his 3rd GSL Code S victory, which puts him in some ridiculously esteemed company, right? Like, for 3 GSL Code S's for Zerg, that's only Nest-T, right? It's only Nest-T that has 3 for Zerg.
I think you might be right.
Yeah,
I'd want to double check that.
Terran has several players with 3 or more, but yeah. It's like winningest for Zerg is 3 at Nest-T, I believe. So and I mean, Rogue has already won
also
basically
Sue
the most tournaments.
never won at the GSL, so that was the other
most
weird
finals.
thing. Yeah, most finals.
But yeah, and then you look at like Maru, he might win his 5th GSL, or INnoVation. Right, is like an insane story as well. If he wins a GSL now, because he's won so many tournaments for so long, it just like extends this period where he's a championship caliber player.
Yeah.
Like, the longest of everyone, especially if he wins another one. And then it's like, Trap hasn't won GSL yet, but he really deserves one, right? 2 second places. So I don't know. It's just, the tournament is like really turning out nicely. I'm quite pleased. Thank you, players.
Here comes a small attack down here. Adept going to be shaded back just a little bit. Nothing made at that northern pylon yet.
Yeah, what is the plan up
it's
there?
Going to be a Stargate or something, or?
It feels too late for a Stargate. I think
Yeah,
it might
but
just
I
be
don't
a
know.
gateway for warp. No, because he's making a robo. It could just be a pylon to just warp in a couple zealots later or something.
I don't know. Or maybe to spot for a drop later on. I mean, there's no harm in putting something there, too.
It could be. Well, he actually gets like 3 probes, gets a full scout, too. That was pretty good. I think that's really good usage of a single Hellion and 2 Reapers.
Okay, yeah, that's
just warping.
That answers that. Kind of funny.
Maybe he boosts out a prism and sends it across, and just like he wants to put the pressure on now. There is no bunker, Tasteless.
Yeah, with no bunker, you know, the Stalkers can just win a fight against Marines. They're actually much better units overall.
Oh man, already picks one off right there, even using the probe damage a little bit.
I think that was a Hellion that went down. Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Its speed looks like it's a Hellion.
I don't think it was a Cyclone or something. So, oh, sorry, it was a Cyclone. My bad.
Oh, 1 health, 1 kill.
But with the siege tank out, this means the Stalkers are no longer, you know, the units with superior range, so they don't get to basically stay back and try to take a fight.
Cyclone running around trying to find a way back home. Continuing to rally out Marines. He does not even build a bunker. Isn't that interesting? I think every Terran on Earth would build a bunker here.
It looks funny without a bunker, but...
Yeah, like just to not have a bunker.
He's fine now, but the bunker is kind of the deterrent for everything else. I mean, that's how in other games he wasn't picked off. And he's just going to attack.
Well,
which
I mean,
is why
if
there's
you're
no
not building a bunker, it just has to be for something super optimized.
Okay, so this is some...
Yeah.
A little bit of a different...
No starport or anything. It was quick
pulling
3
of the
barracks.
boys. Yeah.
Stim and combat shields are going to be done. He's sending the SCVs.
He doesn't have any way to heal here, but the goal is to just stim, smother with SCVs, and win.
This is a 1-shot, 1-kill move.
Yeah.
All right. Actually gets a sick lock on there. Look at that. Gets an extra stalker with that 1 hit point unit brought back from the dead. All right. There is a prism in the main base. They're going to set up the 2 siege tanks, and the Immortal trying to get up here and target. Oh, Trap pauses the game.
Okay.
What could this be?
That is...
Trap is unhappy.
I don't know what to say. I wonder what happened.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I mean, we've...
Wow. This is not a good situation because I think Trap is just about to die.
Well, yeah, no, I think he's... If looking at the screen right now, I have it on my screen. You guys can't see it at home, but the Immortal is almost surrounded.
Yep.
And so this is one of the awkward moments where, like, sure, we can resume from any point, but, like, where do you resume?
Yeah.
1 Stalker was already targeted and killed.
Yeah. Yeah. And he has a prism that's in Trap's main. And actually, I mean, in INnoVation's main, it actually took him a little bit to unload it. Like,
yeah. And also, if you pull the game back a little bit, then you know that you can stop the prism. If you start the game right where it is now, the Immortal's already surrounded. So I do think this looks like it should be a Terran win on almost any metric we're going to measure this at. Because with the drop in the main for Terran, or the Terran being dropped, I should say, to be clear, by Trap, the Protoss, it doesn't matter if he takes economic damage because the attack that's hitting the 2 base for Trap is intended to end the game anyways. He's not worried about being able to reinforce units, and he's not worried about his base being destroyed because Terran buildings fly.
Yeah, so right now, guys, you can't see it, but just to say exactly what's going on up there, there is, of course, we have the 2 Stalkers, or I think it's 3 Stalkers, one of which is badly damaged. That's... No. Okay. Here's what the units are at the natural for Trap. He's got an Immortal. The shield has already been procced. He's warping in 2 Zealots, and he has 3 Stalkers, one of which is very damaged, and 1 Adept. And there's like a lot of Marines and SCVs, and the Cyclone looks like it's probably going to die.
There's a second battery that's about to finish. The first battery is I think, literally about to start healing. But I think that this is a game where it's hard. First of all, we don't know why Trap paused.
Yeah.
We don't. Oh, hold on. Trap is saying his screen
Stopped
hiccuped
for
for 3 seconds.
Okay.
Which is a lot of time.
It wouldn't surprise me if that's true because the Immortal kind of walked pretty far. Well, it looks like he right-clicked it onto the Cyclone, right? But then it kind of went too far. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do about this.
I don't know, man.
But it is hard to imagine with Stim. Stim is done, and Combat Shields is done in 4 seconds, which Combat Shields basically undoes Stim damage, right?
Yeah, keep in mind, like, specifically this kind of attack is meant to, like, cut the Protoss's head off.
Yeah.
Like, the damage output, it's not supposed to be a back and forth. It's the SCVs swarming the few Protoss units that are there, mainly the Immortal, which is about to be surrounded.
Yeah.
The Stim, and you don't care if you have to Stim 2 more times after that with the Combat Shields being done and just finish the game out. It looks like Trap is...
But you have to minimum kill the natural here. Like, that is the absolute minimum.
But I think, looking at this, I think he can win that fight straight up, right?
Yes.
And
all he has to do is target correctly here. That's all that's left. And honestly, he can just look at this during this pause break and just decide, like, okay,
that's what's
I'm going to
weird
target
about
this
the
battery
situation.
and then target that Immortal, and then I'm going to make sure my tanks don't die to these 3 Stalkers flanking.
While we have this downtime, little reminder here: ASL Day 4 is out.
That's
when
right.
You're done
we
with
just
the SPOD,
had that out.
Yeah. While this is getting figured out, when we finish these games up, it's on the same YouTube channel that you're watching now.
Yep.
So just look up ASL Day 4.
Day 4. It's an awesome day. Group D.
Yeah, Group D, and more ASL still to come. And I don't know. I think this is one of the harder calls to make.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't like being a referee is so difficult, anyways. But what do you do here?
Not a job I'd want to have, to be honest.
Certainly
where you just
not.
have to. I mean, what makes this specifically hard is it is such a sensitive moment in the game.
Yeah, yeah. It really
it's
is.
not even like parts where there were drops and expansions, and this is a very unusual attack.
Yeah, yeah. He skipped the port. This is why he didn't make the bunker. He was just like completely optimized the whole time.
Because if an attack came at him anyways, he's like, I'm going to attack out across the map.
He's making as many units as he possibly can get for this. So, like, INnoVation's attack, I think it's going to kill him.
He's thinking about that Immortal. That's why he's smiling. He's like,
he's
there.
like,
You can't get away.
Game 5.
There it is.
They say I'm washed up.
Yeah.
I
thought he had a neck pillow on for a second. I thought he had no arms and a neck pillow on.
A trap arm neck pillow.
Yeah.
I'd buy one of those.
So, obviously there's deliberation that we're not in on, but they were starting to type a message. They stopped. So I think we have to wait and see. Very cool attack from the Terran.
Yeah, yeah.
Very different.
Well, when INnoVation mixes in some of these builds, I think it just makes his play all the stronger.
It does make sense to try something like this because Trap is anything that's super straight down the middle. If Trap's playing that way, he's probably going to be fine against most pushes. And, we call it pulling the boys, taking a large amount of your SCVs, whether it's all of them or 70%, or in this case, just the ones that were mining at the natural. But sending that out there, that can change the math a little bit. And it's cool to see this new timing attack. But clearly, this was in INnoVation's back pocket to get to a Game 5 here.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I feel for both the players here. This sucks.
Yeah, yeah, it's a tough one because, like, if we go back 3 seconds, that's before the Immortal took any damage.
But it's also before the Warp Prism came to the main.
I think, like you said, I think the Warp Prism is not as much as a factor. I think it all comes down to this push. It's like 3 Stalkers, and he can't warp in any more units there, and he's building 4 Marines at a time and a tank.
But then as this attack comes here, is it better to send the Warp Prism back? Because you can micro it?
I think you recall it, yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So, like, I mean, INnoVation's like...
He's turned himself into a ball here.
Yeah. He's in fetal position if the plane is crashing, so they're going to show him. So wait.
So
what are we watching here?
Okay, so basically during this, and you can actually find this on the Africa TV website, guys, is we stream their screens while they play as well. So we actually do have video footage to see what is happening, right? Like if his screen freezes, they can actually go check that.
Yeah.
So I think what he just showed there is like,
screen
okay,
did in fact freeze.
Yeah, at some moment. All right, so we're going to be remaking this game and relaunching from replay.
And they have rule books for this if this happens, so there's some system in place, and we just go from there. And
yep. Well, they definitely had to check what was what and how far back that was. You know, obviously when Trap says my screen froze for 3 seconds, that's like an estimate in his head for how long it was. He wasn't counting 1 Mississippi, 2
They were like
Mississippi,
4 seconds. You are out of this tournament.
You lied. It was 2 seconds.
Yeah.
It's like, it felt like 3. I don't know. I was just saying, you know.
So now, I mean, here we are. INnoVation's, you know, StarCraft 2 especially, I think out of all RTS games is really down to occasionally fractions of a second.
Yeah.
And so...
Yeah, I would definitely agree with that.
Yeah, I mean, you can actually have your screen at the wrong spot and be punished for it.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, he's not going to set his SCVs back. We may see a recall with the War Prism. Again, keep in mind there are no medevacs with this attack. This is not a normal attack. There's only so much possible stims available depending on how the Marine's HP is. And
yeah, we were 4.2 seconds out of combat shield, so I guess when we see that pop up on screen, we'll know exactly how much we've gone back.
Good call.
But
so we were just received confirmation from production. It is confirmed.
Yeah. Okay, and we're gonna go exactly 2 seconds before. So we ended the game at 5:45. We're going to 5:43.
Right.
Okay. And also, one other thing, if you recall the Prism, I think you got to do with main Nexus so you can overcharge your battery at your natural.
Oh,
right?
good point. Yeah.
So.
Well, I think you wouldn't want to recall it, or maybe you actually, if you wanted to, would want to do it back there. But you're probably right for distribution.
Yeah.
Purposes.
I think you need to hit an overcharge.
Economize each of the abilities of the buildings there. Yeah, I think you're probably right.
Well, I don't know exactly what he's going to decide to do. I'm excited. We're getting ready, guys.
We're
it's loading right now.
We're halfway to loading this back up. Right. Again, if INnoVation loses this, he's out. If Trap loses this, we go to Game 5 on 2,000 atmospheres. And, yeah. Let's see exactly where the game resumes. Artosa said it was 4.2 seconds from finishing combat shields.
No, I saw where they're reloading, right? So we paused the game at 5:45. We're resuming at 5:43.
Okay, so this is
before the Immortal is targeted
before it comes
anything.
on screen here. Yeah, the Immortal is down. It is not surrounded. The tanks would be about to siege. The Adepts and Stalkers to the right of the army are going to come in there and meet. We're doing the countdown.
8.5 seconds on combat shield, so it actually was more than that.
Okay, here we go.
Yeah, so here comes the Immortal. It stays further back this time. The probe's coming up, flanking right now with those Stalkers. The shield batteries are healing like mad right now. He does hit that stim off.
Yeah, the Immortal's pretty badly hurt. He's running down to the bottom.
Yeah, he's targeting down that Immortal so quickly. Now the Stalkers are going to come up.
All right,
and
GG.
yeah, that was, well, that happens sometimes, right? We had to rewind it, but like he was pretty dead. We were telling you guys, INnoVation's like trying so hard not to smile, but do you know what, Tasteless? It's okay to smile. This is kind of funny that we were paused for 10 minutes
it's like,
to figure out 2 seconds of replay time.
Everybody's looking at it. It's like, okay, man, I mean, this Terran should win this, but, you know, what if INnoVation barely doesn't?
Trap is literally laughing about it. I mean, because he's like, yeah, no, I'm sorry, but, like, we had to, right?
Oh, of course, yeah.
You never know.
The thing is, like, let's say Trap barely held that off. Like, barely, somehow, some way.
Well, he actually didn't even know that stim was done.
Oh, that's a good
point.
point.
Hadn't stimmed before, and as soon as he stims, I think you're like, oh, no, there's, like, a lot of damage here.
Those things are fast, and this Immortal cannot get away.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to go on to Game 5. I'm really excited for the Game 5 now.
Yeah.
So INnoVation's won 2 game timing pushes. Very quick. Well, the thing is, the game that he won on Nautilus was a macro game as well. He wasn't all in or anything. This game he was.
INnoVation is going to use his brake. Some of the pros never use their brakes. And Yeah. We'll be talking for a little bit longer up here. Anti-climactic moment back there. Is my collar okay? Or tell me to fix my collar. What's wrong with my collar?
Tastes us so much, but it's okay. You'll be fine. Well, okay, so INnoVation taking this little break. We're going to go into 2000 Atmospheres. This is a very new map. They haven't played this one as much.
It's a map we're still unpacking as casters. Usually the newer maps in a GSL, and we're seeing this in other esports as well. If you can ban a map, it's going to be the new one if you're playing this game all day, every day.
Yeah, it seems like the Protoss players really like to ban Blackburn so far against Terran, which makes sense. Yeah, for... Wait, the other ban, what was the other ban? I'm trying to think of it.
They had it on screen. I can't remember either.
Yeah, I can't remember. Was it Oxide?
No.
No. No, it wasn't.
We played a game on Oxide.
Lightshade? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just saying map names. I'm going to go Bissell Reef.
Let's make ourselves look worse and worse. What do you think?
Metalopolis?
It's going to come down to this last game. INnoVation is winning with these very specific kind of all-ins or timing attacks.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess the first game we won was not an all-in at all. It was very straightforward.
Yeah.
But this one was a very cool, unique attack that was clearly saved for trap.
Yeah, and I'm not sure exactly how he decided that this was where he wanted to do it, but it worked out fantastically. I don't know what his plan is for 2000 Atmospheres, but he's definitely shown a wider variety of TVP builds here than we normally do see from him. So he's definitely come in very, very highly prepped.
So... yeah, I don't know. The thing is, this new map, I don't know well enough to really say whether or not there's some special build.
Well, INnoVation might... You never know. Like, people are pretty good nowadays about checking out things like Liberator spots. So we generally don't get a map into the pool where there's, like, a broken... Like, I found a patch that you can't hit my Liberator or anything like that.
Some weird exploitative thing on a map that, like, someone who just hasn't played on enough doesn't know.
Yeah, and Beckett isn't in the map pool, which is where we would really have some of that stuff going on.
Okay.
Here we go.
2000 Atmospheres, right? It has an S at the end?
He put his mask on? Okay, he takes his mask off. Oh, he put his mask on to go to the bathroom. And then he's like, wait a minute, is my mask on?
Yeah.
My breathing is weird. What's going on?
Am I going to get COVID from Protoss? Probably, dude.
He stayed safe for over a year, and
That's
now
right. He's definitely washing his hands after this game. Let's just put that out there. INnoVation Trap, Game 5. Let's get this going and get the better player into the round of 4.
2021 GSL Season 1.
We stood at the edge of the world, seized the stakes. They're living a life like
Kai Z Gaming, INnoVation. Africa Freaks, Trap.
All right. It's kind of exciting. I'm glad it did go to Game 5.
Oh, yeah, me too. This is a tough one to call. I mean, INnoVation, I think with that very sharp build, and not exactly an INnoVation-like build. I know we've seen INnoVation pull SCVs a lot in his career, but not quite like that. On 2 base, no medevac.
Yeah.
It seems like INnoVation's had plenty of games where he like looks at, he sizes up where the game's at, and he goes, okay, you know what? Forget about it. Just takes his SCVs and goes.
Yeah, for sure.
That was a very specific type of attack that's like meant to blindside Trap, and I mean, it worked. Get wrecked, Probe. Go the long way. Oh, what's up?
He flanks him too. He's like, no, I'm here too.
Yeah. Oh, no, my CC's blocking you.
Look at you. You took hull damage. How's that feel?
Your hull never heals. So much for your technology. You can't fix your robots? What is this?
You can't fix your robots.
You can't fix your robots in this game.
Yeah. Well, Protoss don't have thumbs, right? So they can't hold tools.
That is... Do they not have thumbs? Wait a minute. Is that actually true?
Yeah, think of a Protoss
No,
hand.
that's actually... Yeah, of course they have thumbs. What are you talking about?
So, wait.
What do you think they
some
walk
of them
around
have
with?
3 fingers and some have 4
They have
fingers.
I'm looking this up right now.
Dude, Protoss don't have thumbs.
Just hands. Let me look this up. Toes just make stuff up.
They
have thumbs.
They don't have thumbs.
I'm looking at pictures of them right now. They all have thumbs.
Show me.
Yeah, look. Look at any of these pictures.
Dude, this picture doesn't show thumbs. What are you even
There's
talking
thumbs right there on their hands.
Show me a naked picture of a Zella. There's no thumbs there.
There's his thumb. Look at those are thumbs, man.
Those are just fingers.
Those are thumbs. They actually have 2 thumbs on each hand if you look at it closely.
2 thumbs?
Yeah.
Well, that's OP, tasteless.
I know, kidding.
Damn.
Artosis thought they just had flippers. It's unreal, Artosis.
Sometimes it feels that way, but...
So, we got a Twilight Council, actually. Very different build here from Trap. With 4 thumbs. Point that out.
I can tell you what, Tasteless, this is a proud moment for you. I'm really happy for you so that
this is
one day you can tell your future children. And then I told Artosis they do have
I
thumbs.
know. They're all laughing and sucking on their thumbs. And
yeah.
Oh, is he going to get it? Oh, doesn't quite get the last shot off. Nice play with these Adepts. Just get behind the minerals.
Just a bit of harassment there. Picks off that SCV, which is really nice.
Protoss would be very good at console games with those extra thumbs, man. Yeah. Okay.
It's because of the controller, right?
Yes, Artosis.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, it's because they can insert the disc into the console better. What are we talking about?
I don't know, man.
What?
I'm just wondering, man. I don't know. I'm not an e-gamer like you,
No,
Tasteless.
you can't e-game at all, apparently.
No, I guess not. I got to use with my little primitive tearing hands, you know, the keyboard and mouse.
Yeah.
I don't got double thumbs for my Xbox controller to hit my force fields.
He thinks better fins when he says that, too. Whoa! Whoa! I forgot this is an underwater map.
Yeah.
The Terrans die and are turned into leaves and blown away.
Okay, gonna drop these mines off into, well, one into the natural. Some lost mining time, which is always nice. Try to chase these down now. Yeah, it doesn't really get too much done. 3 probes, picks up 1 of the mines and gets out of there with the medevac for now. Blink almost done. 3rd Nexus about to finish. Stim and combat shields just now starting up.
So, I mean, from here, we're in, at least idea-wise, a similar position, a little bit to the game that Trap lost, where a pretty standard push came out. Not saying it's going to be the same results this time around. Is he going to get in? No, okay, he's going to back up.
Oh, you might find a spot, though.
Yeah, these Adepts can't really... No, he's going to keep it back here.
Yeah,
Better to save it for later on.
This is kind of a nice thing about 2,000 atmospheres. If you're in this dead airspace in the back, you can pop out of the natural or the main, which is not something many maps have.
He's going to come in here, and, I mean, there's enough Marines.
Can't get too much, but a few. Oh,
whoa,
almost
nice.
loses one. Does get out. All right, charge is on the way, a prism in 1,000,000 gates. So this is actually turning super aggro now.
Yeah.
Now, INnoVation, like, oh, he kills his bunker,
I think
so...
this just means he's going to attack out.
Yeah, I don't think that's good for him because there's going to be way more units than he's expecting. Look, at this is a little attack compared to what Trap's about to have.
Yeah. Any damage he could try to dish onto this while running away is going to be pretty good.
Now, here goes the Prism. If he chases him all the way across and there's a warping of Zealots in the main base, that could be really dire for INnoVation.
Oh, it looks like it might get
Did he
spotted.
I think he barely missed it,
Did
actually.
he really miss that?
I think he just didn't see it.
Yeah, I don't see any behavior in the main base to indicate that he knows this is out there, but you got to know this could happen. Yeah, he doesn't know because he just picked up a bunch of units for a drop.
He's putting out his 3rd base on location. All right, Azal comes out and sees this, so now he's got to go with this.
He's like, you know what's hard to deal with during an attack? A drop. Meanwhile, there's a drop coming at him. Okay. Oh, not the best force field. He does pick up the rest and pull away.
Yeah, runs into that mine right there, but the drop is going off into INnoVation's main base. His SCV's starting to fall, and really no damage done yet here on this side. Now a recall as the double drop goes in from INnoVation. 4 SCVs have died. Oh, but look at this. As the recall goes up, he goes in and tries to get some damage done, but with that overcharge, has to back out.
Okay, Terran trying to do some damage, maybe take this pylon out down here. I'm sorry, where did the units go that were in the Warp Prism?
He killed him.
Okay.
He lost 4 SCVs, so it's not all that bad, really.
Oh, so that actually got it. Warp Prism coming back home now. Scans takes out the Observer, but I'll tell you what, man. I mean, he's not making a lot of headway here. The Terran army is much, much weaker right now than the Protoss' army, and with the third being taken and a push coming out, I'd be worried. But good read by Trap. He's going to come back home. He knows the vulnerable spot would be inside of his main. Oh, no, he doesn't know. I'm sorry. I thought he was going all the way around.
He thought he was running away. There's not that many units in here. Guys, does go ahead and drop, and oh my god, he's bringing in that mine finally. Oh, well, okay. That could have been very cool with that mine. That was like a long story waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, Prism flies into the main base.
He's going to pull this a little bit further away from those mines. Oh, nice pickup there. And he needs to get this warp in out before these Liberators kill this. He cancels, he pulls away.
Yeah.
But I think the Warp Prism's basically served its purpose here.
Yeah, it's done a bit. I actually thought he was going to get a little bit more done with it.
Should he have let that warp in finish, or was there not enough time?
I don't think it was worthwhile.
Okay.
Yeah, that was going to get cleaned pretty quickly. Now, Liberators are coming out for Inno. He's got 3 bases, just like Trap does. Flash, that's all I think about. And look, we have a big army supply for INnoVation. He's at 1-1 upgrades against 0-0, +1 just starting for Trap. This is looking pretty darn good for INnoVation. Is it not, Tasteless?
This is looking great for him. I mean, we'll see how the next couple of engagements go. Psystorm inbound here is certainly going to be difficult to deal with, but I mean, I don't see a ton of Stalkers right now either here for Trap, unless there's somewhere that we don't have on screen. And look, you do need the Stalkers. Okay, there we go. That actually changes my mind entirely. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I thought those were killed off.
Okay, he's going to set up these Liberators, and the Stalker's blinking in immediately to try to deal with them, but that means they have no blink to get away against the Marauders, but Storm's zone them out.
On the Widow Mines like that.
Oh, man.
And this may be too much, though. A lot of Marauders, 3 Immortals in the back, Widow Mines slowly filing him.
Yeah, and we actually have the Zealots doing some counter harass, as we see in the bottom right there as well, but it looks like INnoVation will end up clearing everything there as far as Stalkers go. Another Storm goes down. He's trying to chase down these Immortals, and he has enough Marauders to do it.
The last Immortal could be targeted down. It's in range of the shield battery. Oh my god, he does manage to snipe down that medevac. Very nicely done. Is there going to be counterplay here from Protoss? There was no army that he was able to escape with and then loop around, do some kind of U-turn into the main or even the third. But Protoss' army overall, not as sophisticated as I think he wants it. I think that's his only Immortal.
Yeah, he's rebuilding it, but you're definitely right. He lost most of his high-quality units there. He'll remake them over time. Now, for INnoVation, I feel like his idea there was the Liberator Siege plus Medevac drop, which is a very old tactic we don't see anymore, but is very, very strong. So the fact that Trap caught that is very impressive.
And sees the exact number of Medevacs. Terran can't commit with this.
He's going with it again. Well, if you set up 2 Liberators as you drop, like, it is very hard to clear that. But there is a High Templar in there and a lot of Stalkers.
So he's not going to commit with that drop. Instead, we see he's going to try to set up out here. And I mean, this is an okay spot.
Yeah, I don't think this is super valuable what he's doing.
I mean, you're going to get a gateway, maybe. But while he's got this set up, he can push out. Here comes another Warp Prism, though.
Yeah, INnoVation doesn't have, like, turrets there. He doesn't have a Viking there. Yeah,
I don't think he should have even done that.
It's not. There's no real value that he's gaining with this. It's like, do you really need that Twilight? Or?
Honestly, yeah. The answer is actually you don't.
You do not.
Yeah, it's one of the few buildings you can lose in a game like this, and you don't even have to remake it.
Those Storms are insane. Yeah, that was totally stomped upon. 9 SCVs taken out in that main base with that Zealot warping.
Yeah.
And he continues here. The third base, nothing at it. INnoVation's so busy across the map. leaving his home
Yeah,
undefended.
just
What
kind
is
of
this
setting up
doing?
this like subpar position down here.
What is that position?
That Protoss doesn't even have to engage with until they have the free APM to do so.
Yeah, it's like, you can't have right here.
He's
okay,
like,
that's
fine.
fine.
Yeah.
Maybe what he's trying to do is have something scary over there so that he can hit elsewhere, and if anything gets out of position, he can make a move. I think that must be it, because I can't make...
Problem is that it hasn't happened, and Protoss has actually grown into the upper left.
Storm's going down. Does make the arc on there.
Oop, tries to get that one mine. Actually gets it killed.
Oh my god, he's actually going to come in, but there's a flank of units coming up,
wow.
so those stalkers are going to be wrecked.
But I think there might just be too much over here. Everything else Protoss to break this position. Now, INnoVation probably going to pick up and pull away. He might try to go into the main. Maybe not. I don't know. Weapons level 2 is going to finish up here.
Well, he killed a ton of stalkers, so there might not be that much there.
Oh!
Ew, very low health.
So close. The slow drip of Zealots has just been so devastating to the third base.
Look at this
Great
INnoVation.
Storm.
He is keeping so much aggression on, just running through the side storms now, targeting down everything, going after these Immortals. He does break them.
One shots that last Immortal and is slowly strafing to the left.
Big pickup.
How many more Storms are available, though? I mean, keep in mind, there's not that much heal left here.
He's got to get out of here. He's going to get just destroyed if he stays.
And the way this attack's gone, Protoss could actually... Oh, well, never mind. I was going to say get this base, but that's already happened, apparently. I think Trap is moments away from closing this out. If INnoVation doesn't do something drastic.
INnoVation has been so aggressive non-stop this game. Sometimes for good, sometimes to his own detriment. And now Trap pushes forward towards a round of 4.
He's done it. GG. Trap goes on to the Final 4 of the GSL. Codes Season 1. What a great fight it was, though.
It really was. And INnoVation had the edge for that game a little bit, so felt like we might see him back in that round of 4. Unfortunately, though, Trap a little bit too strong on that defense. Kept his macro up, microed well. An excellent series, though, between the two.
Yes.
People need to stop trash talking INnoVation, man. I mean, he's still got it.
And yeah, he had I think a more developed style, and I think he's still finding himself as a player. You know,
it's a never-ending journey.
It is. It's
truly.
Truly, yeah. All right, poopy face there for INnoVation. Sadly, does not advance, but we'll see him again. INnoVation's going to be around for a long time. We're going to go to that interview now with Trap and see how he's feeling.
He's got to be feeling pretty darn good, Tasteless, going up against a former teammate Maru.
That's
in the
right.
Round of 4.
Interview time.
Wow, what a close match that was, but in the end, it is Trap picking up the win. Congratulations, Trap. Thank you. Well, the last game was so nerve-wracking. So how do you feel after that victory?
너무 난전이어서
You know, like there were so many skirmishes and everything was so messy.
게임이 너무 엎치락뒤치락해서
You know, it's just everything was like flipping one side and the other another.
진출하는 타이밍까지 결과를 몰랐어서
And I just couldn't predict the outcome until the last moment. So now you're gonna move on to round 4, Trap. So what does this mean to you?
네. 최근에 좀
Well, recently,
과정에서 힘들어가지고
in times of preparation, I've had some hardships,
자괴감이 많이 들었는데
and you know, I wasn't satisfied with my performance these days. But you know, I'm really happy the result today was good.
내려놔야 될 것 같아요.
And I think it's time I kind of let down my worries.
너무 많은 것 같아서.
So like, you know, compared to my performance, I think I have too much worries in my head.
정찰을 컨셉으로 또 가져오셨잖아요. 그 이유가
And today you showed great scouting today, Trap.
신영 형이 요즘에 전략적인 승부를
Well,
많이 하더라고요.
INnoVation these days, he's kind of working on the strategies.
테란들이 초반에 할 게 많고
And Terrans have a lot to do in the beginning of the game. So in terms of rock, paper, scissors, Terran has the advantage, I think. So today I try to play kind of passive. In Nautilus and Jaganasa, we saw some INnoVation specialties, and that's why you lost. So how are you able to deal with INnoVation's timing attacks? Well, in Nautilus, I saw the center barracks. And then I was wondering what he was up to. And then I got punished in Jaganasa.
제가 좀 잘 못했던 것 같아요.
I think I just played poorly, to be honest.
중간에 퍼즐을 거는 일이 있었는데.
And you know, I had to pause the game. So I'm kind of sorry to the viewers for doing my pause.
꼭 제가 경기할 때 자주 이러는 것 같아요.
You know, it happens to me a lot of times. The game was lagging, and this happens to me quite a few times in GSL.
한순간 최선을 다하신다는 점에서
But Trap, it's really impressive how you just concentrate every second.
되돌린다고 이길 수 있을 것 같냐?
And INnoVation in chat in the game, he said, "Do you think rewinding the game by 3 seconds will change your future?" That's what he wrote down.
더 많이 했었거든요.
How did you feel when you saw that?
좀 대회에서 이기다 보니까.
You know, recently I beat INnoVation quite a lot.
그래서 원래 당하던 그 심한 그런 건 아닌 것 같고.
So this was not the level of provocation that I would get offended at.
받아들인다는 생각이어서.
Yeah, so you know.
인터뷰 때
I was alright with that.
멘탈적인 부분에 영향은 없었어요.
So in the interview, you know, I wasn't offended by his by his way of conducting the interview. So it is Trap filling the last slot in the round of 4.
조성주 선수거든요.
So you will be playing against Maru, your previous teammate of Junior Green Wings. So how do you view this matchup?
성주랑 이번에 준비를 같이 했거든요.
Well, I actually practiced with Maru. You know, we try to move on to round of 4 together.
성주가 요즘 너무 잘하더라고요.
Maru these days have been showing great performance.
목표는 이뤘으니까 저는 편하게 할 생각이고.
So now that I've accomplished my goal, I'm gonna try to play comfortably.
아니면 성주가 우승할 것 같아요.
And I think this season it might be Rogue or Maru lifting up the trophy for GSL. And the round of 8 and the round of 4 is clearly different. So today I'm gonna try to play with an easy mind. Okay, Trap, before you go, anything you want to say?
항상 응원해 주시는 팬분들께
I'm always grateful to my fans.
이번에 좀 퍼즈가 걸렸잖아요.
You know, the pause today.
상황을 모르고 진짜 최선을 다하려고 이렇게.
I just tried my best, and then I had to pause the game because the game was so laggy. So sorry about that.
그럼 시청자분들께 좀 긴장감 넘치는 상황이셨을 텐데.
So I know that the viewers were very nervous about that match as well.
조성호 선수의 마음이 충분히 전달이 됐을
All right, thank you, Trap, for your interview. Once again, congratulations on your advancement. Thank you.
Thank you for translating, Andy. Excellent work as always. We're done with the round of 8, guys. It just gets better from here.
Indeed. Well, it just has continually gotten better. I think today was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. Had a lot of fun casting these games tonight.
Yes, indeed.
So, in the round of 4, we've got Dream versus Rogue. Really a David versus Goliath match there. I mean, if Dream can do it, who can he lose to? I don't know. Well, he beats Rogue. It's insane. I think Rogue may be the favorite for this entire tournament. And then Maru versus Trap is going to be close. It's going to be, I think, really insightful for how the matchup is operating.
Yeah.
We're going to have a lot of games out of there. I don't think that'll be one-sided. No matter what, I think it's impossible.
Well, and it gets amazing here as well because it's best of 7s.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm kind of feeling Rogue, but I have no idea on Maru versus Trap, and I hope that Dream can make some upsets here. Like, he's very good at the moment.
Let's say that Rogue advances, which I think is a safe prediction, of course. It's either going to be Rogue versus Maru or Rogue versus Trap, which is an ideal finals, no matter how you cut it.
Yeah.
We've got the best Zerg, the best Protoss, the best Terran,
and I think
here in GSL, and it's like, yeah, I mean, this is great.
And honestly, Dream, if he happens to advance, if he gets to play against Trap, he has some of the best TVP, in my opinion. I love his TVP, so that would be an amazing finals as well. But Dream Maru, nah, TVT's good too.
TVT is fine, but I think that's, out of all the possible matchups, it's probably the one we want the least.
Yes, indeed.
We'll worry about that when we get there.
Yeah, yeah. Best of 7s, guys. They start next week on Monday. It's going to be amazing. Cannot wait for that.
Again, do not forget that ASL Day 4 is up on the Africa TV YouTube, and there will be more days to come as soon as we can possibly get them up there. So you're not
your
done.
StarCraft's not done. It's literally on this YouTube channel you're
done.
on. So just like, it's probably like 2 clicks away maximum.
Yeah.
It might be in the sidebar. I don't know. Okay, but definitely check it out. Group D was fantastic. We'll have Group E and F up in the next few days.
And thank you, everybody, for supporting us on Patreon. And we're going to be back on Monday for the round of 4.
That's right. It's going to be awesome. And then Thursday for the other round of 4. And
there
then
you go.
We're almost done the tournament.
Felt like it went really fast.
It really has felt that way.
They're still plugging the Hot 6. I thought they were going to do that in the middle of the show.
They're paying the bills, Tasteless.
They are.
That Hot 6
They
call
are.
out just gave us our salary for today.
That's right. Exciting to see Trap advance, and I think INnoVation had some great games.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
It's kind of sad not to see him go up, but I think this is in many ways a more exciting match.
Yeah.
I mean, Maru INnoVation actually would be pretty sick in a best of 7 format, but like Trap Maru, we're really going to see basically the best TVP you can get.
And Dream showing us that there are players that were not as strong as before that are now in the top 4, which is exciting.
He's looked good on his way there, too.
Sometimes they get in the top 4 a couple more times and win a tournament. Other times they sink back down.
You're talking about Armani there. I know, Taste.
That's what I was talking about, yes. But yeah, let's see what happens with that. I'm wishing Dream the best of luck. I hope we have a long, close series. He has a couple more days to prepare for that. This is like the music they play at the Oscars where I have to accept my award.
Yeah,
I'm too drunk to keep giving the speech, and we have to end the show. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We love you. We will see you on Monday. Go check out ASL. That's your homework. Bye-bye.